What is the story of the first games of the 2018-19 season to you, Chris?
The fascination with Markelle Fultz is one. He had his moments last night. I saw him playing game one in Boston, a complete non-factor in that one. I'm just, the guy was the number one pick a year ago. I mean, is he going to be able to get that swagger he had at Washington back? Is he going to play like the number one overall pick? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. And the second one is Boston. I mean, the Celtics are going to be able to put up so many points this year. I mean, they ran over Philadelphia for the most part on Tuesday, and Kyrie Irving played terrible. This is a MVP candidate that played awful. Gordon Hayward only had 10 points. So they're going to be, I think, as advertised offensively in terms of how dangerous they are.
What about the Pelicans? I mean, that was quite something, and certainly with Davis saying I'm the best player in the NBA and the way they looked. I mean, him and Mirotic and both going 30 and 10. I mean, how formidable do you think New Orleans could be, Chris?
I need a little more, Rich, from them before I buy into them yet. They replace Rondo and you move Holiday over and Elfrid Payton is there. I need to see what that backcourt is. Can that backcourt make shots? I have no doubt. I mean, one of the reasons, obviously, money was a big reason, but one of the reasons they walked away from DeMarcus Cousins was how great Mirotic and Davis played together. I mean, they were fantastic. It's from the moment Mirotic really came over, and certainly in the postseason. So I think they can be consistently that good. They've got great chemistry in that front court, but can we count on Peyton after a few stops in his early career? He's never been a perimeter shooter. How does Holiday fit back in with Rondo gone? I mean, that to me is a big wait and see what they're going to get out of their backcourt.
And have the Timberwolves survived the Jimmy Butler storm here? Because after the game, he was talking about, now let's trying to figure out how to win ball games. Did they get through whatever seemed to be tearing that team apart 1 week ago from our conversation now, Chris?
Yeah, I think but got through might be a little strong, but I think the tension's been relieved to some degree within that team. And honestly, Rich, I always thought, and I said this for the last month, this was always the most likely scenario for this team because Tom Thibodeau is just not going to make a deal that doesn't get him back, maybe not equal value, but 85, 90 cents on the dollar for Jimmy Butler. Tom Thibodeau wants to win at all costs, and he doesn't care about locker room tension. He doesn't care about dealing with issues with ownership. He did that in Chicago for the better part of 3 or 4 years at the end of his run there. He doesn't care about anything that doesn't have to do with helping him win basketball games. So unless somebody comes up with a massive offer for Jimmy Butler, I think Jimmy Butler's there to stay.
So there to stay even past next February, even past the trade deadline, or that's something that's still premature to even discuss right now?
Little premature, but the issue with Butler, from what I was told from a few people, was always been money. And his belief that there wasn't going to be a 5-year max contract waiting for him kind of at the end of the season. I mean, that's what he assumes he's going to get. And look, I don't blame any team for not wanting to give Jimmy Butler that many years at that many dollars. Butler at some point you're going to be paying for past performance of Jimmy Butler. His body, I don't think, is going to make it all the way through a 5-year deal, at least not playing at this kind of level. So you have to kind of assess, when you're thinking about this guy, how many years am I going to get of this Jimmy Butler before we start to see some kind of decline? Is it 2 years? Is it 3 years? Can we get to 4 years? This is a conversation I know that some front office people have had as they prepare for the summer of 2019. So if the Timberwolves are willing to pay Jimmy Butler, I think he'd stay in Minnesota. I'm just not so sure the economics are there for him there.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.